I'm still the same person I was last year. Now I'm just hungover. Unknown. You don't want to be the one saying this when the new year starts, so you've got some decisions to make. Number 10. Eating too much fast food. Fast food is delicious, convenient, and easy to get. This is because there is a fast food joint on every corner you turn. But it is expensive and unhealthy, and can cause more harm than good. It's loaded with calories, and you can't trust it to be 100% hygienically made as you would trust the food you've cooked yourself. For example, we all love pineapple pizza, don't we? We know what you're thinking. Pizza and fruit in the same sentence? Yes, and it's delish. But it's expensive. At Wise Guys, a 16-inch pizza is $20.87. Eating that 3 times a week would cost you $62.61. In a month, you'd spend $250.44 on pizza only. Shocking, right? Well, in a year, it's a whopping $3,005.28. Imagine if you could put that money towards your emergency fund. Eating fast food regularly hurts your health, causing you to spend money treating health problems, not to mention wasting money on food that adds no nutritional value to your body. Florence Griffith Joyner, a former Olympian, now deceased, once said, "People want to think that staying in shape costs a lot of money. They couldn't be more wrong. It doesn't cost anything to walk, and it's probably a lot cheaper to go to the corner store and buy vegetables than take a family out for fast food." She was right. To save money, keep your promise to kick the habit. Number 9. Spending money before we get it. The joys of spending money. You can buy anything you want anytime you want. But there is one problem. Spending more money than we have, we tap into the money we don't have yet. The minute you use your credit card, you have spent money you don't have. This is because you have to use your income to settle the balance as soon as your check comes in, which deducts money from that month's income for a purchase you made at the beginning of the month. For example, when you go to the mall and find a nice $30 silk scarf that you must have, you use your credit card because you had not planned on making that purchase and didn't bring any extra cash with you. You smile as you make your purchase, but what you don't realize is that you've spent $30 from an income you haven't earned yet. If you make purchases like those throughout the month, you'll have a credit card balance, which will be deducted from your end-of-month income. This is a habit we need to stop next year if we want to save any money. Saving over $200 a month by not spending money we haven't yet received can see us get over $2,400 in savings. If you have made a promise to yourself to quit spending money you don't yet have, the best advice we can give you is to develop selective amnesia when it comes to your credit cards, or cut them up so that you don't have to be tempted to use them. You'll be in a better place financially at a time like this next year. Number 8. Ignoring the budget. If you keep buying things off the budget, you'll have no one else to blame but yourself when you don't have money to spend on other essentials. Drawing a budget is hard enough, and more often than not, we find ourselves going to the grocery shop without one and end up spending more money than we had anticipated. A budget allows us to buy the things that we need, which helps us save money and keep our house free of clutter. For example, if you go to a grocery shop without a budget, you may forget that you had some leftover flour, and you buy more. A packet of wheat flour at Walmart costs about $5. If you buy 3 packets, you spend $15. When you go back home and look into your pantry, you'll find that you had some leftover flour and did not need to buy more. But if you had followed your budget, you would have realized that you did not need to buy more flour. Many times, we make New Year's resolutions to strictly follow a budget, but after January, we quickly forget and fall back into our old ways. To save money next year, we have to stop ignoring our budget and take it with us every time we go shopping. With a budget, we'll be able to know what we have or don't have, so we can spend the appropriate amount and save the rest. Number 7. Using money meant for saving. We all know how difficult it is to save because money is never enough and we always find a use for it. When we get our paycheck, we withdraw all the cash and use it without thinking about tomorrow, which is why most of us have debts that we can't pay. But saving money is important because it alleviates stress and allows us to cater to unexpected expenses. For example, if you went fishing and a treble hook got attached to your Achilles tendon, you would most likely need to go to the hospital to have it detached. If you don't have health insurance, you would have to spend your own money, and if you had no savings, you'd be in trouble. We know we have not been able to save money as much as we would like, but we promised ourselves to be serious with saving next year. And one of the best ways to make sure that money is hitting your savings account is to automate it. This would make sure that you are saving money without fail, which pushes you to financial freedom if you are diligent, disciplined, and committed. Ensure that you have committed to saving $1,000 every month. Honor that promise next year, and you will see that by the end of the year, you will have saved $12,000. No one is going to hand you such an amount unless there's a catch. You can do it yourself and get closer to your savings goal. Number 6, ruining the credit score. Having a good credit score is important because it will get you more benefits than if your credit score is bad. In a world where credit cards are accepted more than cash in some purchases and hires, having a good credit score can get you better rates and put you in the front of the line, which helps you get a better deal than someone who has a bad credit score. For example, it's easier for you to rent an apartment if you have a FICO credit score of 670 and above, or a vintage score of 661 and above, depending on the scoring model used. You also get better rates on insurance, such as car or homeowner's insurance. You're also in a better position to borrow a lump sum if you ever need it, and get the best introductory offers and reward incentives on credit cards. If you have ruined your credit score this year, you need to build it and keep it that way. This is so that when you need a house to rent, you will be in a better position to do it instead of crashing on friends' couches. Make a promise to get a good credit score next year, and you'll be saving so much more money because you will be deemed a low risk. We are not saying you should go borrowing money because you have a good credit score. Doing that will ruin it faster than you can say, "What's up?" But when you need a good credit score, it will be there for you. Number 5, impulse purchases. Nothing makes us feel better than a new purchase. It hits us with the feel-good chemical that feels so rewarding. But because our attention span is shorter than that of a goldfish, we're off to seek the next thrill. This makes us spend money that we had not planned for, which costs us more than it saves us. Many of us try to curb this spending habit, but it's always easier said than done. For example, dropping a packet of chocolate chip cookies in your shopping cart that is not in your budget is an impulse purchase. For 150 grams of chocolate chip cookies is $14.89. This means that if you had forgotten to buy an item that was on your shopping list, you would have to spend more money on it. Curbing impulse buys will help you save money and buy the things that you need instead of the things that will just ruin your dental health and cost you more money in the process. If you promise to curb your impulse buys next year, you will save a lot of money. Number 4, living above our means. We often envy the celebrity lifestyle of driving flashy cars, wearing flashy clothes, dining in fancy restaurants, and getting first-class treatment everywhere we go. And some of us end up emulating celebrities only to end up broke and living from hand to mouth because of the bad choices we make. Living above our means refers to living a life where we cannot afford to spend all our money on the things that don't add value to our lives. This causes us to be forever in debt, such that whenever we get the money, we channel it towards settling debts. For example, the average price for a Tesla is $60,000, not to mention the hidden charges such as destination and documentation fees, which average at least $1,200, $400 for charger installation, and more taxes. If you have to be buried in debt so you can drive a Tesla, trust us, it's not worth it. There's nothing worse than using something that doesn't completely belong to you because when you fail to pay and it's repossessed, you lose all the payments you have made and lose the item as well, which is money wasted. If you made a promise to live below your means next year, commit to a frugal and minimalist life, and you will be happy with the things that you have and won't feel the need to add more. As for us, we promise to give you more content next year to help you live frugally and save money, and we're going to make good on our promise. Will you make good on your promise to live below your means? Number 3, unhealthy habits. We all have unhealthy habits that we would like to stop, but as we said earlier, it's easier said than done. That said, if we are committed, we can overcome them. Some of the habits include eating unhealthy food, excessive consumption of alcoholic beverages, gambling, and even overindulgence in our little guilty pleasures, such as chocolates and other snacks that taste oh so good. For example, if you have to get your daily dose of coffee creamer, an average can goes for $11. Guess what is missing from a coffee creamer? The cream! The ingredients are water, sugar, soybeans, and some synthetic additives such as monoglycerides. This means that the calories in the coffee creamer are off the chart unhealthy. You can quit your unhealthy habits by replacing them with healthier ones, which saves money. We know how hard it can be to quit a habit that we had promised to, but if we don't do it, we will be wasting money. Do you want to know how to save more and indulge less? For starters, throw away your $15 vapes and save your money. Number 2, not creating a goal. When we don't create goals that we can strive to achieve, our lives stay pretty much the same year in and year out, and we're at the same place we began, not having anything to show for it. Creating goals is important because it gets us out of our comfort zone and allows us to think outside the box. For example, if your goal is to buy a $200,000 house in the next 5 years, you'll work as hard as you can to make it happen, right? There you go, you've created a long-term goal. And the same thing is true for short-term goals. The concept of long-term and short-term is the same, except for the timelines and the amount you want to set. If you want to buy a $1,500 iPhone in the next 6 months, that will require you to save $250 every month, which is a short-term goal. Setting goals is an effective way of achieving the things you want without driving yourself crazy with debt and lack of financial stability. We know you've fallen back on the goals you set for yourself this year and promised to do better next year, and we, for one, are in your corner cheering you on. You can do this! Before we get into number 1, make sure to check out the links in the description for our best recommendations to boost your savings. Number 1. Invest in yourself. Never stop improving your life. If you want to be respected, start by respecting yourself. If you want money, you have to work for it. And if you want good health, you have to take care of yourself. For example, getting a good education will get you a better job with a higher income, which will help you get financial stability. Sure, there are high school dropouts that are millionaires today, but you can't compare yourself to other people and expect to be successful. If you have a skill, use it. It will bring you financial success. A 2019 study published by WealthX found that around 68% of those with a net worth of $30 million or more were self-made. That's a whole 2/3 of millionaires. If you were born into money, we're a little jealous of you, but if you weren't, you can get there by sheer determination and proper money management. Learn to spend less than you earn, save often, and keep investing in yourself. You'll be a better saver, investor, and a better person in general, which wins a lot of hearts. Yeah, we know you can't live on one hearts alone, but you'll always be first in line when something good is on the table. In the words of Warren Buffett, the more you learn, the more you earn. Make sure to check out the next video. You're going to get a ton of value from this one. See you there.